This is really, really significant, this place, to us Aboriginal people here. Really lovely place, and I'm honoured to have been born here and grew up here. It was a long time before the petrol sniffing started.
Looking back, I just can't believe really what I was seeing. I had a lot of bright-eyed kids who I was working with at the school who were just full of life, just fantastic kids, and then went back and they all looked like they had cataracts over their eyes, like they were the walking dead.
360 degrees, there were people sniffing like everywhere. There were people sniffing playing cards, there were people sniffing on the back of utes driving around, and if somebody ran out of petrol, they'd just go to the nearest car with a bit of hose about that long, top up.
You know, soft drink bottles cut off with petrol sloshing around in it, tied around their head.
I wasn't a sniffer at first. I was sort of one of the ones that was left out because I wasn't sniffing. So I joined in because there were a lot more of them sniffing petrol.
Televisions were showing suicides occurring in the top end, so our kids became copycats. They'd go to the rainwater tank and climb the rainwater tank.
The senior old men and the senior old women in our culture hold a really beautiful and ancient law. But in the recent past, those old people were unable to impart that knowledge to those younger people because their thoughts and their bodies were completely tainted with petrol.
It was almost a them and us. It was like the sniffers and us. And I thought, no, hang on, there's something going on here. I realised these are kids who need help, you know. It's a crazy idea when you think about it, to email the oil companies. And I thought, well, nobody's going to listen. To this day, I got no responses at all from anybody except one from BP.
Well, Chris Tanguy's email was incredibly powerful. It affected me and affected many people in BP. It wasn't something you could ignore. Our goal as a company to do with petrol sniffing was pretty straightforward, and that was if we could save one life, it would be worth us supporting the communities and doing something around the fuel. It needed to work well in cars, but it needed to have the light aromatic vapours not there so that the kids wouldn't get a high. This is a challenge we put to our refineries. Kwinana really stepped up to the plate.
Opal come in and kids started testing Opal.
We tried to sniff it, we couldn't get high. We mixed it with cordial to try to get a kick, no kick. We put transmission oil in it, mixed it with Opal, no kick.
You could see the frustration in them, but you felt happy that they were frustrated by not developing anything that could give them that kick.
So we all thought that it was time maybe for us to give up.
You could see these kids starting to walk back into the community again, walk back into the lives of their mums and dads and their people again, and reconnecting back with culture, back with ceremony.
The family is all back together again, and mothers are looking after their children again in a way that fell apart in the past.
When I was a sniffer, I couldn't play football. My leg don't run too fast because that petrol make weak. I'm a healthy bloke and I can run fast, jump high. With my daughter, she make me happy.
I was out there just recently and it was just astonishing, just amazing, just Incredible. The kids were just fantastic, just running around as if none of this horrible war zone had ever happened.
Kids are back having very excellent childhoods, the sort of wild, free childhoods that people dream of for their kids.
The community will often tell you things that are incredibly important. It's really about, remembering your humanity.
The lesson in this whole thing is that even if you think that what you're about to do is not going to make any difference, still do it. People can say what they like about it, about companies and all of that, but I tell you what, they actually did something. The way they approached it was as if it was happening to their kids. So if I had a hat, I'd take it off to them.
We can never say thank you enough to BP Australia for developing a fuel for Opal, because that really has saved many, many lives and saved us as a people and saved our community.
When I was sniffing petrol before, I didn't care about the land. But today, because I'm not a sniffer anymore, I care and love my country. We worship our hill, the Honey Ant Hill, and we make songs now about the past, how we've moved on from the past and the future.